Today we are going to discuss about adaptive delta modulation. In our previous lecture we discussed about delta modulation. It is a bandwidth efficient scheme comparison to PCM and DPCM, right? Because less number of bits are allocated at the encoder. Now in delta modulation we have seen two disadvantages. One is slope overload distortion and granular noise. These two errors we can overcome by using adaptive delta modulation, and we are going to see how we are going to overcome these two errors. Let us see what is slope overload distortion and what is granular noise, right? So these are the delta modulation waveforms. Now this is showing the message signal. This is showing the message signal. So this is a staircase from the delta modulation, where the input signal is constant. See here, the input signal is a constant. When the input signal is constant, the step size is fluctuating. Plus delta, minus delta, plus delta, minus delta, plus delta, minus delta. So this error is called granular noise. And when you come here, where the slope of the input signal is high and the step size is low, right? The step size is low. Because of that, there is a deviation from the input signal and the step size. That deviation is called as slope overload noise, right? When the input signal is constant, the step size is fluctuating, is called granular noise. When the slope of the input signal is high and the deviation from the input signal to the staircase signal is called slope overload noise or slope overload distortion. I think you understand these two, right? Now the adaptive delta modulation is very much similar to the delta modulation, right? And if you see earlier, the previous slide, the step size is constant, right? The step size is uniform, right? The step size is uniform. Because the slope of the input signal is high, the step size is uniform, and the smaller step size, the deviation is occurred. Now in adaptive delta modulation, what I am going to do is, the step size is variable, right? In adaptive delta modulation, I am using variable step size, right? When input of the signal slope is high, the step size is increasing. If the input signal slope is very less or input signal is constant, I am going to reduce the step size, right? How I am going to do, we will see graphically. Now this is my input signal. This is my step duration. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Right? 10 slots I have taken. And now I am going to plot the delta modulated signal, right? When input signal is constant, there is a fluctuation in the delta modulation output. When input signal slope is high, the step is increasing, right? And now this color shows the delta modulation output and red color indicates the input of the signal, right? Now how I am going to overcome is, because of this step size, slope overload distortion came. Because of this step size, granular noise occurs, right? What I am going to do is, in ADM, when the input signal is constant, I am going to reduce the step size. When the input signal slope is very high, see this one, the slope is very high, I am going to increase the step size. Right, I am going to increase the step size. When the input signal slope is very high, the step size is high. When the input signal slope is less, step size is less. Right? How I am going to achieve, we are going to see now. Right. Now if you see this formula, delta of n is equal to, right, delta of n minus 1 delta of n minus 1 E of n plus delta naught of E of n minus 1. I am going to erase this. Right. Delta of n is equal to delta of n minus 1 E of n. E of n means error, right? Plus delta naught E of n minus 1. Right. So I'm taking just simple. I'm going to draw just simple waveform, because we are getting errors when the input signal is constant and slope of the input signal is high, right? During these two conditions, we are getting errors. Here I am getting granular noise and here I am getting slope overload distortion, right? And I am dividing into slots, is step duration, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? And now you see. Now at n is equal to 0, that means n is equal to 0 I am taking, right? I am substituting, del of 0 is equal to, what is error? See here, my step is starting from here, right? That means this step signal is less than the input signal. This step signal value is less than the input signal. That means the error is positive. The error is positive, right? Whenever the step signal is less than the input signal, the error is positive. That means E of n is positive, right? And this is the previous value. I don't have, right? Before 0, I don't have any signal. That's why I'm not considering. This is 1 plus 1 I am taking plus del 0 E of n minus 1. E of n minus 1 also I don't have. That's why del of 0 is equal to del naught. That means it is rising to plus delta, right? It is rising to plus delta in ADM. And now at next sample, that is del of 1 is equal to del of n minus 1. Now n is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, that means del of 0. Now we will find out the error here. Now the step signal having larger amplitude compared to input signal, now E of n at this place is minus 1, right? E of n is minus 1. So I am substituting E of n is minus 1 plus del naught. What is E of n minus 1? The previous one error is plus 1, right? It is plus 1, right? And now del of 1 is equal to minus del of 0 plus del 0. Now del 0 is equal to del of 0. That means del of 1 is equal to 0. When del of 1 is equal to 0, it continues, no variation, it follows. Whereas in delta modulation, what happened? It straight away comes down to minus delta. In ADM, the change is 0, right? That's why this is continuous, no fluctuations. In delta modulation, ones and zeros comes into picture. I will show you in delta modulation to compare this one. In delta modulation, right? If this is the signal, if this is the message signal, the delta modulation output will come like this: plus 1, plus delta, minus delta, plus delta, minus delta, right? Now here I got the same amplitude. So this is how I can overcome the, right? I can overcome the granular noise, right? Now let us see what happens in del of 2. Let us see what happens in del of 2. Now del of 2 is equal to del of n minus 1, that means 2 minus 1, that means it is del of 1. What is E of n here? What is E of n here? E of n means the signal is, staircase signal amplitude is positive. That means staircase signal amplitude is dominating compared to the input signal. That means E of n is equal to minus 1. When the staircase signal is dominating the input signal, the error is minus 1. When the input signal is dominating compared to the staircase signal, the error is plus 1, right? And now the E of n means this minus 1 plus del 0. What is E of n minus 1? E of 2 minus 1. That means this is E of 0 and this is E of 1. I want E of 1, right? So E of 1 is minus 1, right? Now what is this? Del of 1 is 0. At 0 into anything 0 is minus del naught, right? So when del naught comes, I have increased it to plus delta, and minus del naught comes into picture, and this should be rise down. This should be rise down, and the signal will come like this. Now whereas if you see here, the signal is fluctuated 4 times. Here the signal is fluctuated only, right? Only twice. That's how I can reduce the granular noise. Whereas when the signal is rising, you see when the signal is rising, right, I am going to analyze here. Now you remember this one. Now I am taking at del 3 I am calculating, because if I want to calculate a del 4, I have to calculate the del 3 also, right? So del 3 is equal to del of n minus 1, that means del of 2 is minus delta naught. I am straight away substituting, del of 2 is minus delta naught, and E of n minus 1, what is E of n minus 1 at 3? At this condition it is plus 1. E of 3 is equal to plus 1, right? This is plus 1 plus del naught. E of n minus 1 is minus 1. So del of 3 is equal to minus del naught into minus, right? When input signal slope is very high, now you see the step size is varied. Now this is the step size here, now this is the step size here, right? The step size is varied. So different step sizes we are following, hence it is called as adaptive delta modulation, right? This is how I am going to overcome the slope overload distortion as well as granular noise, right? Now again we will recall, in adaptive delta modulation, the step size of the staircase is not fixed and changes depending upon the input signal. If the input signal is constant, the step size is reduced. If the input signal slope is high, the step size is more, based on the formula, right? And now we have seen the similar kind of block diagram in delta modulation, except the logic for step size control. The same thing, 1-bit quantizer and the delay unit, and it compares the previous sample to the present sample. It compares the previous sample to the present sample, right? I told you, if the staircase signal is less, staircase signal amplitude is less compared to the input signal, it gives plus delta. The staircase signal amplitude is high compared to the input signal, it gives the minus delta, right? Based on the comparison, it gives the output. Plus delta means it assigns 1, minus delta means it assigns 0. Only 1 bit it will assign, right? Only 2 levels. Fine. And now for the delta modulation block diagram, I am adding the logic for step size control, right? The logic for step size control is delta of n, the same formula which we have used earlier to analyze the graphical representation. Del of n is equal to del of n minus 1 into E of n plus del 0 E of n minus 1. This logic is kept inside the block, and based on that it will assign the step size, right? It will assign the step size. But the thing is same. The step is raised, it will assign plus 1. The step is fall down, it will assign minus delta. Plus 1, minus 1, right? Plus delta it will assign 1, minus delta it will assign 0. Same as delta modulation, only the additional block is this one. Based on the formula it will assign. So based on this block we are going to overcome the granular noise as well as slope overload distortion. When the input signal is constant, it will decrease the step size. When the input signal slope is very high, it will increase the step size. Based on these two principles, the adaptive delta modulation will work. Very simple, right? Then we are going to see the demodulation process of adaptive delta modulation technique, right? Here I am going to use the same logic which I have used at the transmitter to reduce the step size, whereas by using the logical step size control, I have decreased the step size or increased the step size at the transmitter. By using the same block at the receiver, I am going to reduce the additional step size, right? I am going to eliminate the additional step sizes in the waveform by using this block, right? By using this logic block. And this I am connecting to the accumulator which gives the staircase, which generates the staircase signal, right? Which generates the staircase signal, accurate staircase signal. And this you have seen in the delta modulation. This is the delta modulation receiver block. The additional block is only the logical step size, right? Logical step size. Whereas how we have increased the step size when the slope of the input is high, how we have decreased the step size when the input signal is constant. By using the same logic at the receiver, we are going to reduce or eliminate the, right, the changes what we have done in the transmitter side, right? After eliminating this, I am giving to the, right, delta modulation accumulator part, and from this accumulator output I am going to get the staircase waveform, and I am giving to the low pass filter, right? At the low pass filter, it will give the accurate or smooth in the staircase waveform. It will give the original message signal, right? Very simple, right? This I am giving to the accumulator to create the staircase waveform, right? So this block is nothing but a accumulator, and then that staircase waveform I am giving to the low pass filter, right? To reconstruct the original signal. It will smoothen the staircase signal and will produce the original message signal, right? And what are the advantages of adaptive delta modulation over delta modulation is, it eliminates the slope overload distortion as well as granular noise. It reduces the errors, right? And variable step size. Because of variable step size, dynamic range is wider than the delta modulation. It is very simple in a layman understanding. Step size is same, no dynamic range in the step size. Now if you see the step size is varied, more dynamic range, right? Now the smallest value is this one and largest value is this one. Now the delta is varying, right, from delta 1 to delta 2, right? The dynamic range of the adaptive delta modulation is very high compared to delta modulation, where in delta modulation the dynamic range is constant. That means no variation, step size is uniform, right? Whereas in adaptive delta modulation the step size is not uniform. What are the differences between the delta modulation and adaptive delta modulation? The first difference is the step size is fixed in delta modulation. Step size is fixed, whereas in ADM the step size is varies depending on the signal, right? Slope overload distortion and granular noise, right, are present in the DM, which are not present in the adaptive delta. We can overcome these errors in the adaptive delta modulation. They are not visible in the ADM. Third one, the dynamic range of ADM is wider than the delta modulation, right? Because the delta is not uniform, delta is varies based on the signal strength, right? And the last one, ADM utilizes bandwidth more effectively than delta modulation. It utilizes more effectively than delta modulation, right? Especially at the granular noise. Thank you.